You have been here before, not on this channel, not in front of a screen, but in this exact feeling, the one that stopped you just now, the one that made you pause when everything in your feed told you to keep moving. That feeling is not an accident. It never has been. And if you will give me the next few minutes, I am going to prove to you that the life you have been living, including every door that closed on you, every season that broke you, every moment you poured everything you had into something and walked away with nothing, was not a story of someone failing. It was a story of something extraordinary being protected until the right moment. That moment is right now. Welcome to Oculus of the Wise. My name is not important. What is important is why you are here. And you are here because something inside you already knows that the version of your story you have been telling yourself is not the whole truth. If this is your first time finding this channel, subscribe right now and turn on every notification. Not because the number matters, because what is coming next in this series was made specifically for the kind of mind that does not stop at the first layer, and I do not want you to miss it. If you are already part of this community, you already know why you came back. Write the number 777 in the comments right now if you have ever felt like you were born carrying something that the world around you was never quite big enough to hold. Write it and stay until the very end. Because the final thing I say in this video is the only thing that will make every confusing and painful chapter of your life finally make sense as one complete sentence. Here is what I need you to understand about yourself before we go any further. There are two kinds of souls that move through this world. The first kind carries gifts, talents, skills, the kind of presence that makes people notice them. These souls are valuable, their lives are meaningful, but the gifts they carry exist separate from who they are. They can be underdeveloped, they can be ignored. In the worst moments, they can be convinced those gifts were never real. Then, there is the second kind, rarer than you could imagine, so rare that most people go an entire lifetime without ever meeting one face to face. These souls do not carry something. These souls are something. The function is not in what they hold, it is woven into what they are made of. They cannot be separated from it any more than fire can be separated from its heat. And the specific function this kind of soul carries is the ability to open what has been sealed, not by force, not by strategy, simply by being present, by arriving, by existing in the proximity of something that has been waiting, sometimes for generations, for exactly their frequency. You are the second kind. I know what just happened in you when I said that. Something moved, and something else immediately rose up to push it back down. That second voice, the one saying, "Not me, surely not me. I am nothing close to that." That voice is not your humility. That voice is the most sophisticated weapon that has ever been deployed against you. And it has been deployed against you specifically because of what you are, because a soul carrying this kind of function, operating at full capacity with full awareness of what it is, becomes something that cannot be managed, cannot be predicted, and cannot be contained. The only way to neutralize a key is to convince it that it is just a piece of metal, and that is exactly what has been happening to you your entire life. Think about this. Think about the pattern that has followed you no matter where you went. Strangers have always opened up to you in ways they have never opened up to anyone else. People in crisis have reached for you without being able to explain why. You have walked into rooms and watched the entire energy shift before you said a single word. You have been in the middle of completely ordinary conversations and watched them suddenly become the most honest thing the other person had said in years. Children have crossed crowded spaces to find you. Animals have come to you first. You told yourself it was coincidence. You told yourself you were just a good listener. You told yourself you happened to be in the right place at the right time, over and over and over again, in a pattern so consistent it should have been statistically impossible. But underneath every explanation you gave yourself, you always knew. Those were not coincidences. Those were locks recognizing their key. You have been opening doors your entire life without knowing it. The unexplained promotions, the friendships that formed faster than logic should have allowed, the moment someone told you something they had been carrying alone for years and then said, "I do not know why I just told you that." The answer to that sentence is not your charm. The answer is that you walked in and something sealed inside them recognized what arrived, and it opened. Not because you asked, because of what you are. Like this video right now, if any part of what I just described is a pattern you have lived but never been able to name, like it as the first act of someone who is done pretending that pattern is a coincidence. Now I need to tell you the part that nobody talks about. The part that explains every hard season of your life in one sentence. When a soul like yours enters the world, the forces that prefer those doors to stay sealed notice immediately. They cannot remove what you are. The function is built in. It is not accessible to anything outside you, but they discovered a long time ago that if they cannot remove the key, they can do something almost as effective. They can make the key forget what it is. They can pile enough shame on top of it, enough confusion, enough carefully placed evidence that something is wrong with you, until the key moves through the world believing itself to be ordinary. A key that does not know it is a key still opens some things. But it walks past the doors it was built to unlock. It hesitates at the thresholds it was designed to cross. It apologizes for the openings it accidentally creates in others. It shrinks in rooms where it was always meant to stand at full height. That is what has been happening to you. Not because you were weak, because you were too significant to be left operating at full power without interference. And here is the sentence I promised you, the one that makes every painful chapter make sense. The intensity of the opposition you have faced your entire life is the exact measure of the value that was being opposed. Nothing easy has ever been the target of that level of sustained, specific, organized resistance. Common lives do not generate the kind of warfare you have walked through. Ordinary souls do not attract that level of dedicated interference. Only keys do. Only souls carrying a function that can unlock what has been sealed for generations draw that kind of response from the forces that need those doors to stay closed. Your difficulty was never random. It was targeted. It was strategic. It was the direct response of something that saw what you carry and could not afford to let you move through this world unaware of it. Type the word open in the comments. If that just rearranged something in how you have been reading your own story, type it and keep reading, because I am not finished. There is a moment I need to tell you about. A moment that happened in the unseen. The dark spends enormous effort studying the souls. It considers a threat. It maps vulnerabilities. It builds strategies. Most of the time, when it studies a soul closely enough to see what it truly is at its core, the response is routine. It sees what is there, adjusts accordingly, moves on. But every so often, rarely, in a way that shakes the most composed rooms in the unseen, the dark looks at a soul it has been studying for years and sees something it thought had been removed from the world entirely, something it believed could no longer be born here, something it has not encountered in longer than human memory reaches. And when that moment happens, something occurs that the dark almost never allows itself to feel. It is stunned. The strategies it had been building fall apart because none of them were designed for what it is now looking at. They were built for an ordinary soul, and the soul in front of it is not ordinary. If this soul ever steps fully into what it is, if it ever operates without the weight of the lies stacked on top of it, it will unlock doors that entire kingdoms have spent generations sealing shut. That stunned silence happened over you. There was a moment, and you may have felt it without knowing what it was. A strange, quiet day, a season where everything around you suddenly felt different, where something shifted in the air, and you could not explain why. That was the moment the kingdom that had been planning against you realized its primary weapon had stopped working. The lie that you were nothing, the strategy of keeping you small, it was failing. And you are the proof that it failed completely, because you are still here, still breathing, still in possession of a thread of faith that everything thrown at you could not finally extinguish. You read the opposition against you as evidence of your defect. Turn it over. What if every closed door, every sabotaged opportunity, every relationship that turned without explanation, every season where your only crime was trying to step into something good? What if all of it was a desperate response to what you carry? Because the moment you recognize what you are, every door that was sealed against you starts opening again. The function that has been operating at half capacity while buried under decades of misdirection finally comes fully online, and nothing that tried to contain it can withstand it once it does. Here is the warning I have to give you before I let you go. The moment you receive this, the moment something in you shifts from the lie to the truth, the darkness loses its most powerful weapon. So it pivots immediately. Within hours it will begin whispering a new version of the old lie. Who are you to believe this about yourself? Real keys would not need to be told. This is just flattery designed to keep you watching. When that whisper comes, and it will come, do not argue with it. Simply remember this. The kingdom that spent your entire life telling you that you were nothing does not get to be the authority on what you are. It lied to you for years. What it is saying now is the same lie in different clothing. The function was real before the lie began. It will still be real long after the lying stops. Share this video right now with one person who came to your mind while you were watching this. You know exactly who they are. You thought of them for a reason. They are carrying the same thing you carry, and they have been waiting, without knowing what they are waiting for exactly the words you just heard. Sending this to them is not an accident. It is the function already working through you before you even finished processing it for yourself. Subscribe to this channel and come back tomorrow. What is coming next was built for the kind of person who reaches the end of this and realizes they have only just found the beginning of what they are. The next video goes deeper into the mechanics of the function and how to begin moving through the world as someone who knows what they are carrying, rather than someone still apologizing for the space they take up. Comment below and tell me which sentence in this video stopped you, the one that hit before your defenses could catch up with it. I read every single one, and your words may be the exact thing that gives someone else permission to take their first step. You were not brought here by an algorithm. You were not brought here by coincidence. You were brought here because something in you is ready to stop pretending it does not know what it is. The doors are in front of you. The function is intact. You were built for this, Oculus of the wise. Now you know why you could not scroll past.